Heat.
What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Hill Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Hill Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 169. Nice. For the greater good, reviewing last night's October 23rd, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite as only we can. And to do that, of course, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the man you go to for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling, and of course, his immaculate Yankee fitteds, the one and only Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gents. How the hell are you?
Ooh.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through.
It's like I predicted. I literally said this on the TNA Bow for Glory preview yesterday. I was like, we're probably gonna not be so nice about AEW Dynamite because we were so positive last week. I was like, can't last back-to-back weeks, can it? And Tony Khan, AEW did not fail me. It did not. So yes. We are here to break down last night's AEW Dynamite. We appreciate y'all if you are joining us live. If this is your first time watching AEWramble, welcome. Welcome to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. We are here every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The best AEW Dynamite review in the land. Why? Because we're always brutally honest, especially my colleague right here. So we appreciate y'all. If you're watching us on demand as well, remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Help the YouTube algorithms in that way. Also, you can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. I want to say thank you all who have subscribed already, hitting us to 18,000 subscribers so far. Appreciate y'all for another milestone, hitting the big 18,000 over here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Steady march, 2 more months so we can hit that 20K goal for 2024. So appreciate y'all. If you tell a friend to hit the subscribe button as well. And of course, if you're watching us live, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Love to interact with you guys and hear your thoughts on last night's AEW Dynamite. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to what we do on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate that kind of support. We got one of our members of the channel, Louisville, who is not happy with AEW Dynamite last night. He says, bad audio, bad story beats, bad show, 2 out of 10, thumbs down, LVP, me for watching this after watching the sorry ass Bulls. Yeah, I think you're muted, Jimmy.
Hello. Good?
Yeah, you're good.
I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate your thoughts. I can make me seem very nice after following that shit. God damn. All right. Oh, you went for it. I'm here. I agree with you, sir. Maybe not to that extent, but I agree with you.
I was higher on the show than you, but not by much. And you know, you are a Bulls fan, so I mean, or I guess you're a Bulls fan. I don't know. I wouldn't be a Bulls fan this year, that's for sure. Any NBA predictions since this opening week, Jimmy?
Let me see. Finals, Celtics and Nuggets.
Okay.
I think
I have one of those.
I'm so disgusted. I don't like the Celtics at all, even a little bit. And no, it's not because I used to be a Lakers fan, but it's just they're a boring team without a super duper star. And that shouldn't win in the NBA ever. And it is. Again, I feel it.
But they have 2 superstars.
There are no superstars.
They have a superstar and then a fringe superstar.
No. We're not giving that to Jason Tatum.
Yes, Jason Tatum.
If you sit on the bench during the Olympics, you're not a superstar. Michael Jordan sitting on the bench. Come on, what are we doing? Absolutely not. And Jaylen Brown, I love all his social stances. He's everything I'd want in a basketball player. But come on now.
He's a fringe. He's an all-star.
Sure, they're both all-stars. Good job. Keep it up. One's a really good all-star. One's just an all-star.
Jason Tatum is a superstar. I don't care what you say.
Top one in the league. Not top 5.
He's top 7.
You gotta be top 5 to be a superstar.
Oh, this guy. I got Celtics and Thunder, and Thunder winning the championship. I believe in parity.
Kid Gilchrist, not Kid Gilchrist. What's the kid's name?
Shea Gilgeous.
Gilgeous, by the way. What an awful name. Gilgeous Alexander.
I either call him Shea or SGA.
Yeah, I will be on him Gilgy from now on. Believes that Michael Jordan's the 3rd best basketball player ever. So no. I'll never support anything that Thunder do ever. Sorry, beat it.
This guy over here being prejudiced. We got I Make Beats in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. We got Alexander. He says, can't wait to hear Jimmy's thoughts on Fletcher.
I'm even more riled up. I've seen some of these cocksuckers defending this shit on Twitter. One of these bums said it was a star-making performance. Oh, Lord. These psychopaths.
I guess I'm the bum because I think
no taste in this place.
Big Van Dog says, I thought Fletcher watches the Ramble when he started shaving. He also says, this was an amazingly weird show. I think that's a better. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad show. It just was very weird. There was stuff I really liked and stuff I genuinely disliked. We got I Make Beats with another good take. Thank you. Saying congrats on 18K. Appreciate that. We got Alexander who says Lakers going all the way. Bronny the GOAT. They literally just had Bronny play that one game. He's probably not going to play the rest of the season.
He's not.
They just wanted the accomplishment. That's all.
Yes, they owe LeBron James that, according to LeBron James. So they gave it to him. Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. I said it on FMC this week. I think the Lakers are going to be better than I thought they were. Because when I did our preview on FMC, I said they would be an 8 seed at best. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship. Not saying they're going to make a conference finals. All I'm saying is that they could get as high as a 6 seed. I think that JJ Redick is a better coach. I mean, I'm saying that off of one game, but I'm so serious when I say JJ Redick already seems like a better coach than Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham, going back and rewatching last season and all the mistakes he made, I was just like, God damn, I was defending you too, man. You a brother. I was trying to keep a black coach around, but God damn, you were really bad.
Jesus. I'm going to tell you. That's where the Lakers are now. They're going to be much better than I thought. They're going to be a 6 seed. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Good Lord. Kobe Bryant rolling over his grave. Goddamn shame.
Hey, don't talk about Kobe in vain. We got a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berry, starting us off strong today. We appreciate you, good sir. That's why we will say.
Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my gosh, Siobhan. What the hell is wrong with you?
The thing, he just said 9/11 was a good idea. They react like it's the most egregious thing they've ever heard. Oh my God.
Chuck Berry says, congrats on the milestone. Keep going and keep growing. I'm here for it. Thank you, Chuck Berry. You're a big part of it, always supporting us in the chat, watching our content here. We appreciate that as always. We also got Annika in the chat, one of our OGs in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. She says, yep, this is the energy I needed, Jimmy. Kyle yelling for no dang reason.
What about the first 5 minutes of the fucking promo? They said I was the new Will Ospreay.
I'm sorry. I enjoyed him yelling over the drawn. He was droning in the first half.
Good Lord, shoot me. Oh, I hated that. It's so bad. I gotta see the quarter hour for that. Pew, get the fuck out of here. What? I turned away. I turned the channel. I came back. He was still. And then, nigga, what? Are you serious? Oh.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. He's still growing. He's still growing. But we appreciate the take, Annika, in the chat.
That's actually what Pat Patterson said after he got a not so good thing from a ring boy. And like this kid's not up to it. Pat was like, the kid's still grown. He's still grown.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right, fair enough.
I was going to ask you your thoughts on WWE being involved in another lawsuit, the Ring Boy scandal, coming back to haunt them, but I guess you just gave a short bit.
I can only imagine Ari Emanuel locking Triple H and Stephanie into a room and saying, what the fuck else does this cocksucker have? I keep thinking that's the end of it. And there's more shit this motherfucker did? Good Lord. Can't even imagine. What the fuck? How many bodies in this thing's closet?
Harvey's probably firing the people that do their due diligence on his deal. Like, you couldn't tell me that was coming? You couldn't see that coming? They literally had it in the documentary. I didn't know anything about it until I watched Netflix.
That's crazy. Listen, I feel bad for everybody who was potentially a victim. Nothing that Vince has done surprised me at this point. It just doesn't. I gotta be honest. It's like, yeah, that sounds right. Whether he did it himself or he just looked the other way or he encouraged it, it was never shocked. So sounds right.
It does. It does. We got Big Man Dogs. He says, ask Shane for the lockdown.
That great plot point that was just dropped.
Just dropped randomly because it was a real thing, probably. We also got Big Man Does. He says Ari didn't want to get spoiled on the show.
That's hilarious.
He was like, don't tell me. I want to be surprised. when I watch. We got Alexander Fitzgerald with another super chat donation for us. Thank you so much, Alexander. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Alexander says they got MVP passing out Hurt Syndicate cards like a local rapper passing out mixtapes. Man, they pass out business cards too on Times Square. They pass out business cards with their mixtape at Times Square now. But I literally said this to Jimmy while I was watching Dynamite. I was like, yo, MVP said, Toady, just give me every nigga in the roster. Give me a list, and I'll hand them a business card.
It doesn't even matter if they're talented or not. It's jarring.
I don't see color. I don't see talent. I see color.
I see color. Put on the t-shirt.
MVP.
Lord. What if they all accept? How you gonna split this money?
Huh?
What if they all accept? How you gonna split this fucking money? Hey, 20 fucking people?
They're gonna get their wins and they get the winner's purse.
I love that.
So
Ricochet's getting the same amount of money as Swerve. You get the fuck out of here.
Well, no, because Swerve's gonna probably be in bigger matches, but Swerve already turned him down, so that's why he went to someone that he has some history with. It's on the bad side, but he's like it's a new company, new year, new me, babe. Then we got. I also wanted to ask you about speaking of Triple H. I don't see color. Paul, I don't see color. Levesque. What did you think about the controversy, the fallout from Carlito's off-script line on Raw?
I want to be gentle about this because one of my favorite things is EO saying I'm Japanese and then doing the split. It's one of my favorite clips ever. Carlito was trying to get across he's an idiot and that they're hot, and it went afoul. I don't understand the controversy. I'm a little confused. I saw the fact that you all are silly. Sorry.
We're the silly ones.
Yeah, you're being kind of silly. Racist statement made by WWE superstar. Racist? Jesus! We just throw this word around for anything now. It's ignorant and race-based. It's not racist. That's not how racism works. Racism means discrimination. Being an idiot is not discriminatory. Sorry. Sorry to break the news to you. I'm here to help.
Triple H doesn't see color or nationalities, or Carlito doesn't see nationalities. He sees beauty.
He sees beauty, and he's ignorant as to fucking Asian people. It's not racism, just idiocy. In character, sir. In character. No disrespect.
Yes.
Your world is talking.
You want to say hi to Jimmy?
Oh no! Hello, Governor.
What's the rabbit name is?
And say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. What's that talking?
That's Talking Rabbit for Android.
Talking rabbit, yay!
And say send super chats.
Send super chat.
There you go. Why do you laugh so much?
It's so weird coming from a black child.
You know there are black children in the UK.
I've met English black women here in America. Yeah. I've talked to them.
There you go. So what are you trying?
What do you want from me? It's still weird. I'm still gonna snicker at you. Not that attractive. I'm not gonna laugh. It's funny. Sorry.
Hello, bruv.
Oh, I don't, Chuck.
I agree.
I see it.
Yes.
I see it there, Chuck. Lillian Garcia, listen. I'll be nice. I'll be nice about this. Because I like Lillian. She's attractive. First, I watched her early stuff. This shit is heinous. It's just bad. Objectively bad. 98, 99, when the fuck she came in, it's just bad. And she eventually developed into fine. She's decent. It's a downgrade. It's a significant downgrade from Samantha. And it makes me very sad. I'm not gonna hold you. I was very depressed by the report that she's not coming to AEW because she'd be an upgrade over fucking this bum, and she's needed in the business. Sorry, Lily Garcia and Justin Roberts being the fucking ring announcers is heinous. We're all at a loss for it.
I mean, she's gonna be on your radio. She's gonna become a singer. She's talented musically.
If you say so. Lots of people talented misery. They're lined the streets of Los Angeles. Intense. Sorry.
So some of them wasn't on a big time cable show though.
Nobody's paying. Listen, I don't want to be rude. Listen, I don't know how old she is. You're the right age to take the shot. It's the final
She's
shot.
35.
Oh, never mind. It's over. It's not happening.
No, you're not gonna do it.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I tried. I thought she was like 30. I was like, all right, you know what? Give it one last shot. 35? What shot is there? It's over.
You and Romeo are ageist. You're ageist. You're fucking ageist.
Yeah, but Samantha retires as the second greatest WWE ring announcer ever, behind the Fink. She had a couple more years to probably give her number one. It is what it is.
Great 3-year run, man. Yeah, she did that in 3 years.
Splendid.
Amazing.
Amazing. So good. She's almost as good as Bruce Buffer.
Joe Pearl saying, "Pip pip, send money." Yes. Shout outs to Joel who joined us for our TNA Bound for Glory preview yesterday. Appreciate him. Appreciate Shad as well who joined us for the preview. Go check it out when you're done watching this. Alexander. Oh, she's back. Yes.
We got my talking Easter bunny.
My talking Easter bunny?
I'm going to use her bunny. Bunny. 2 U's and 3 Y's.
I hate it. Hate it so much. I hate you so much for that. Alexander saying Lillian Garcia, a #1 containers match. She had the rust. She was rusty. She'll get it back. She'll get in her groove.
She'll get right in her bag and give us the fucking quintessential B performance she has always given us. Thank you. Ugh.
This man here, just hating on all women.
You guys are fucking living through nostalgia. Go back and watch. Go back and listen. She's fine.
Hey, nostalgia is a hell of a drug. That's all I gotta say.
It certainly is.
All right, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Last night's show taking place from Salt Lake City, Utah. What did you think about the crowd last night?
Fantastic crowd. They told Dummy to shut up, Kyle Fletcher, which means they get an A+ in my fucking book. Good on you. Saying what we're all thinking. Good job.
No, they chanted "Wrap it up, wrap it up."
That's wild. Because you tell somebody to shut the fuck up, you can go, that's heat. Tell somebody to wrap it up. Like, yo, hey, speed the shit up, B. I got places to be. God damn. Ugh.
Hey, he handled it well. I handled it well. I gave him credit for that, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Bitch. That's like fucking.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. AEW Dynamite comes on the air with footage of the Blackpool Combat Club having stood tall on last week's show as well as at Wrestle Dream, and Jon Moxley questioning what the new paradigm is in AEW as they all work for him now. They continue to run rapid. We also see shots of the Elite were shown turning their backs to the carnage last week. Moxley said, "Imagine what they all could become. As tonight, a little piece of someone will be destroyed for the greater good." Moxley then hops in the back of the pickup truck with the rest of the crew in the desert. They drive off into the distance as we kick off the show. We then go over to live at the arena. the entire AEW locker room, or most of the baby faces in the AEW locker room, are awaiting the Blackpool Combat Club to arrive in the parking lot, as it consists of the conglomeration, Top Flight, Action Andretti, Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett is back there, Jay Lethal, Satham Singh, The Butcher, Dark Order, as well as Daniel Garcia and Private Party. And I thought that this was an improvement on last week, as TK watches the Ramble. And I said there wasn't this over-encompassing of this threat that the Blackpool Combat Club should have been coming out of Wrestle Dream. So I will give them a grade up for the improvement, because this did look like, okay, now we're taking the threat seriously. We're waiting outside for these niggas. Except it went on a little too long, and then y'all looked like idiots by the end of the night. But I thought this was a good start to the show.
Jeff Jarrett is always going to make sure his fucking wife's on TV. Props to you, sir. Folks, Karen Jarrett doing that. Karen Jarrett versus who? Marina? Good Lord. Moxley, by the way, I'm not sure how long that promo was. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. He's babbling about butterflies. Then he brings the point home, and then he closes it out. Did that in 3 minutes. Took Kyle Fletcher 10 minutes to say nothing. But you know what? We're not going to talk about that just yet. We're going to move on and get to the show. I got to be honest. I'm loving the show at this point. I'm not afraid of any of those baby faces, but I do love the show at this point.
Yeah, Moxley talked about how AEW is a caterpillar and that it can grow into a butterfly. All they have to do is accept what he's trying to do.
A caterpillar eats itself. God damn. What? It's a gross way to say it, but I take your point.
Oh, we got Joe Burrow who says, those polite Mormon wrestling fans in Utah. Yes.
Fantastic.
Alexander Fitzgerald says, reminded me of the Chappelle show. Wrap it up, B.
Yo, wrap that shit up, B. Wrap that gavel up, B.
Big Red Dog says, I noticed these guys all hung around the parking lot for over 2 hours. That's commitment. Commitment.
Yeah, you needed a story. You needed a story of some kind in there. I don't know what the story would be just yet, but you needed something. Somebody fucks the shit up. But just have them stand and then Christian shows up. It's not a story. Sorry. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think I told you that I needed a little bit more to make this a show-long narrative. We went to the parking lot like twice in between the first segment and the final segment of the show. We needed a little bit more. You could have thrown in certain things. You could have told some stories with like Top Flight. What happened to the whole story of Action Andretti being a hothead? You could have done like just going backstage, looking at them, and them having their little side story with Action Andretti ready to like go. Hey, I'm ready to go to the hotel and see if they're still there or something like that.
Oh, I like that. That's not
or
bad.
something like that.
Spend an hour and a half. Where the fuck are these niggas at?
Yeah.
Really, they're not coming. Or they're already here. I'm going to go search the building.
Yeah. Or they could have done that too. Yeah. But I thought that this was a good start. Good start to the show, though. Excalibur welcomes us to the show in the arena. He is joined tonight by Daddy Magic. Matt Menard was on commentary. But Tony Schiavone was actually in the ring as he had an in-ring promo. He introduces Hangman Adam Page to address what happened in last week's main event. Schiavone brings up that Page lost to Switchblade Jay White at Wrestle Dream and then costing White his match with Christian Cage last week. Tony Schiavone must have forgot that Hangman Adam Page, last time he was in the ring with him, he wanted to whoop his ass. So Hangman rips the microphone away and mentions that he dropped White with the drop Switchblade with the buckshot lariat, nearly ended Juice Robinson's career, and he beat Austin Gunn so badly he can't remember his brother's name, which was a great callback, I think, to Page when he got knocked out by Moxley 2 years ago. And he said that when he was in the ambulance, he couldn't remember his son's name. So now he's making fun of the fact that he beat someone so bad they can't remember his brother's name. It shows you how far Hangman has come in the past 2 years through that swerve rivalry, that he's making fun of this now. Right on cue, though, Colton Gunn shows up to attack Page from behind. The brawl slips outside to ringside where Gunn was backdropped over the barricade. back in the ring. Page took off his belt and went to choke out Gunn until Switchblade Jay White and Juice Robinson made the save. They surround the ring because Switchblade, although he's a babyface now, he's still the smartest man in the room. He basically distracts Hangman with Juice, and then he shoots a double leg on Page, but Page eventually escapes. Page is limping away big time from the brawl. He looked like he kind of hurt his leg in the brawl with Colton Gunn first. He was even limping on his way to the ring, but they kind of made it try to seem like he got hurt in the brawl here. White said that he can hobble away, but he can't hide. White knows how much that leg hurts Page, as does the fact that he has Page's number. He says that he is now 4-1 against Hangman Adam Page, and it would be 5-0 if it wasn't for Christian Cage. He says the banner reads All Elite Wrestling, but Page can't cover up his shortcomings with blood, barbed wire, and fire as he pleases. When the bell rings, he'll never measure up to the Switchblade. They haven't seen the last of each other, so he tells Page to go ice his leg up, and they'll see one another real soon. And he tells the fans 2 words for them: guns up. Really good promo, I thought, from Jay White. I really loved the Hangman Adam Page bit with him talking about Austin Gunn not remembering his brother's name as a callback to him basically as a sympathetic babyface saying he couldn't remember his son's name in his rivalry with John Moxley. Now he's making fun of this as a heel with someone else. So I like that juxtaposition, showing how far his character has gone. And I like this rivalry. I just think that this segment should have probably been last week and not the match last week. This would have been more effective if it went down right after the pay-per-view instead of what happened last week.
Agreed. I have nothing but positive things to say about Jay White. I am so very happy. Starting from Full Gear, where he gave us a masterclass in psychology as a babyface wrestler. And then here tonight, as a fucking babyface, I have a gang. Why wouldn't I use my gang? This makes no sense. Absolutely. And they don't just run down like a bunch of maniacs, have these cocksuckers surround the ring because he's Jay White and he's a smart man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with all this. Well, Hangman beats him and then he turns into an idiot probably. But as of the moment, I always love a good smart babyface. And now that Roman's an idiot, I think Jay White has developed into the smartest babyface in wrestling. I'm so very happy.
It's an idiot. I love you just had to add that in.
The fuck happened to Roman? Now he's a dope. I do like the excuse that the wise man would have figured this out. He doesn't have a wise man, so he's an idiot at the moment. Fair enough. Sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah, he needs his wise man. He's getting too emotional, too about family. But yeah, I love Jay White as a character. I think that him mentioning the blood, fire, and barbed wire could allude to maybe like a Texas death match or some type of like no DQ matchup at Full Gear between him and Hangman. And then I can see Hangman winning that because that's a little bit kind of in his realm more than in Jay White. I like the fact that Jay White mentioned his record against Hangman Adam Page, that he has his number. If it's a one-on-one wrestling matchup, no interference, Jay White always wins. He doesn't need anybody's help. He can beat Hangman on his own, but you add the element of someone else or a stipulation like that, that would be the element that Hangman can beat.
Can we, at this point in our lives, just accept that Jay White's better than Hangman? Like, Hangman's an original. I love it. Great story.
He gave him the gentleman's sweep. It's the gentleman's sweep already. So
put Jay over and let's just move on to Jay White's story, please. And thank you. Please. Not so much.
Annika asking, so is his leg okay? I think it was him mostly bringing back the injury from the match at Wrestle Dream. Or at least I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, I'm good. I think he's all right.
We got Louis Bill who says, I forgot. I enjoyed this.
It was enjoyable, I must say.
I love how like certain stuff can happen on a show, but if it happens too early on and then something you dislike happens, you totally forget you enjoyed that part of the show.
Well, 4 things that you dislike happen in a row because this place stinks. Tony Khan's an idiot. Leave all the booking to Jay White and what's his face.
RJ City. Absolutely. Alex Powell saying Hangman versus Jay going to be a stip match at Full Gear. If it's not a Texas Death Match, what would be the stipulation you would get this?
A singles match. Stop fucking up Jay White's gimmick. Just have him do a match. This is the Jay White show. Hangman, we built him a star. Now just put Jay White over again. I don't understand. It's like it's fucking. I'll be nice. I won't do a Triple H thing. Sorry. It's 2002. It's over. Somebody else take the spot.
Will Chisholm saying, Jimmy, what did you think of Braun and Jacob face off on Raw?
I busted a nut. But this is well down the road. 3 years, maybe. If we're all lucky. Yeah. I'm excited if it happens. Just not anytime soon.
Agreed there. But yes, next up we get a quick video package hyping up the opening contest on the show as we hear from Shelton Benjamin and MVP. They recap what Sammy Guevara said on Collision about a matchup with Shelton Benjamin, that it's all about the moment. And then we hear from Shelton and MVP. MVP says, repeats the Joker line of, if you're good at something, you should it be dumb to not get paid for it. And I just love MVP on the mic. He's just such a good talker.
So good.
So good. And then that led naturally into the opening contest of Shelton Benjamin going one-on-one with Sammy Guevara. Shelton wasted no time, Jimmy, just launching Sammy Guevara into the air, and Sammy nearly dropped right on his neck. Like he lifts his head up at the right time where I was just like, this nigga could have died. Like, oh my God. He then tries to go for a delayed suplex, but Guevara is able to escape. He turns his two leapfrogs into a nice little drop kick before low bridging Benjamin to the outside. He hits a top rope moonsault. He seems to have control of things. When he tries to go for another dive, MVP distracts him long enough for Benjamin to recover. He catches him on a tope suicida and hurls Sammy over his head with a belly-to-belly suplex on the stage. It was all Benjamin during the commercial break. He's just launching Sammy from the apron into the barricade on the outside. He then takes him to Suplex City with the series of German suplex. Guevara finally gets off a near fall off a counter of the T-bone as he hits a thrust kick. He traps Benjamin in the ropes, and he hits a pump knee. Guevara hits a corkscrew dive before back inside, hitting another springboard, but Benjamin sidesteps him and once a German suplex. Sammy lands on his feet. He does a pop-up cutter for a one count for Guevara, who tried another springboard, but he gets caught with the fucking Gold Rush, the fucking Shawn Michaels versus Shelton Benjamin Gold Rush. I was like, yes, I know that reference. He basically turned into Shawn Michaels and Sammy was Shelton Benjamin here. You gotta know that Sammy wanted to do that spot because knowing him, he was a kid that fell in love with that matchup. We get another super kick from Shelton Benjamin, who is quickly becoming one of the best super kicks in wrestling. Like just how he just thrusts, it seems like he's putting all his body weight into those super kicks. He then picks him up, hits a running corner, lifting knee right to the chin of Sammy, and then hits the T-bone exploder suplex for the 1-2-3. Another impressive showcase for Shelton Benjamin, who I've watched Shelton Benjamin's career for now 2 decades since he came into WWE back in 2003. But I have never seen him showcase as a monster heel like he has the past 2 weeks against Lio Rush and Sammy Guevara. This is the best that Shelton. This is arguably better than a lot of his run in WWE. Just how he's been presented.
Jesus, all right. Take it easy, relax. It's Lio Rush.
I'm sorry. The presentation of Shelton Benjamin as a monster heel. I never thought I would see this, so I'm impressed.
How would you see it? He's 6'2", he's
65. Yeah, he's 265.
265. Yeah, that's not a monster. That's not a monster heel today in WWE. Certainly not 20 fucking years ago. This is great. I love everything fucking Shelton did here. He looked fantastic. This is how Sammy Guevara should be used. I'm pleased with this. This is how Jack Perry should be used. And we'll get there eventually, I hope. But yeah, this was really good. I have no qualms about this at all. Outside of, I don't be rude. Oh yeah. Thank you, Alexander. MVP was crushing on the outside. He was helping. He was talking.
Don't
shit.
play with your food.
He was giving instruction. He was great. I will say this: the only thing I negative to say is the exploder doesn't look like it used to. It looks poor. You might want to consider something else. The super kick's fine. One of those other 3 moves you beat the shit out of somebody with. It all works for me because you're dope.
Agreed there. We got Alexander also saying, where was this Shelton in WWE? WWE really watered Shelton Benjamin's style in the ring. To be fair, he was kind of got this big in his second run with WWE. So like the same Shelton that they had in the 2000s with him being a more athletic guy, he would have needed to kind of do this style a little bit more, but they didn't allow him to do that because they put him in stables with Bobby Lashley, who's kind of a powerhouse himself, so he couldn't be the powerhouse of the group, to be fair.
Exactly.
We also got here, Jericho says, why are these 2 matches better than Ricochet's first 2 matches in AEW?
We know why. It's the same reason I told you in the first match. You don't put Shelton in there against Beast Mortos. It's just 2 guys doing the same shit. No, you need the dichotomy. You need the juxtaposition. It's been fantastic. Already more over than Ricochet. It was easy.
We got Chuck Berry who says, standard of excellence, Benjamin has been way better than the gold standard Benjamin, in my opinion. You don't like the standard of excellence nickname.
The nickname is this. Was he United States champion as the fucking gold standard? I didn't watch it. That's during time.
It was the US championship when it didn't really matter, and he beat MVP after MVP had been did he beat MVP? No, he beat Matt Hardy after Matt Hardy beat MVP.
I've been towards the tail end of me watching.
Yes, 2008. That's after like WrestleMania 24.
That's Flair Michaels?
Yes.
Yeah, that's about the time I stopped. But yeah, it's been really good so far. I assume he loses to Swerve next week. He should. Swerve is a star.
Yeah. I hope they don't stop like pushing him though. Like he could take a loss but still be pushed and featured.
No, it's not gonna happen. Sorry to dash your hopes. No. Once Bobby Lashley comes in, he gets the nigger push. Sorry to break the news to you. I know Tony Khan doesn't see color.
I'm done with you.
I'm sure Tony Khan doesn't see color either, but I'm pretty sure Bobby Lashley will be taking that.
Of course, this man doesn't see color. What are you talking about? He sees color. He understands the experience.
He sees color too much. And they put out a rap album in February. Get the fuck out of here. You don't get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit. Only 2 options. Doesn't see color and rap album in February. It's my options, huh? Fair enough.
Big Man Dolly says Sammy actually sold well. All these new flippy wrestlers need to pretend that they're wrestling their childhood idol so that they actually sell their back, etc.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't bothered once by Sammy here.
No.
I don't know what the fuck's happening.
It was good. They laid out these 2 matches very well, where they gave Sammy and Leo Rush just enough that they weren't completely squashed, but it was mostly Shelton being showcased. He took 75 to 80% of the match.
I hope he's okay with it. This is the role from now on. Sammy, that is.
Yeah.
You're a guy now. Sorry. None of that pillar stuff had your head exploding. You thought you could talk to fucking Andrade and Eddie Kingston if you fucking wanted to. But yeah, this is mid-card guy. It's fine. It's good. It's a paycheck.
We'll leave you right here. You can support your family that way. Renee Paquette was backstage. She approaches AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May, who walks out of the locker room with a suitcase. She says, I guess you're leaving. And she says, no, it's Anna Jay's actually suitcase. She opens it and tosses it down the hallway. May said that Jay doesn't belong in the same ring with her, let alone the same locker room. when Anna Jay pulled up on her. They start to brawl when Christopher Daniels is there within a split second to separate them. At least allow them. At least allow them. It felt like both Anna Jay and Christopher Daniels were right behind the camera watching all of this. Just how quick all of this went down. Like, I was just like, I think that Anna Jay's promo, Mariah May's quick promo, it was good. But I just didn't like the timing. It just felt too fast how everything went down with Anna Jay coming in as well as Christopher Daniels. And also, I don't think this fits the original Mariah May character. And I think the reason why her title reign isn't connecting is because we lost that viciousness that we had when she turned on Timeless Tony Storm. Anna Jay should have had a scissors and been cutting her fucking gear instead of just throwing it down the hallway.
Oh, that could have been fun. Yeah, I don't know. She's it's the same thing happened to Britt, where she was this fucking conspiracy theorist, paranoid motherfucker, and then she just became random mean girl. And now Mariah May, who was a monster, is now just a mean girl. She's just a dick. Oh, okay. Fair enough. And the one way to rate women in this company.
Apparently so. Next up, it was Jimmy Macram's favorite time of the show. Kyle Fletcher is out with Don Callis. Tony Schiavone welcomes them to the ring. They are met with loud boos from the crowd. Fletcher said that the fans can boo him all they want, but the only person he's here to talk to is Will Ospreay. 11 days ago, it's been 11 days since Ospreay lost his international title, hobbled up in a hospital due to the herniated disc he doesn't tell anyone about. Fletcher said that the idiot fans are to blame just as much as Ospreay is, as they said that he was the next big thing with the brightest future in pro wrestling. Then Will Ospreay showed up, and they started calling Fletcher the next Will Ospreay. The inbred Americans said that Fletcher looked, sounded, and wrestled like Ospreay, which he took as an insult. That is an insult to say someone who's British sounds like someone who's from Australia. I will tell you that. That is one of the bigger insults you can give somebody. As he says that he's better than Ospreay in every single way. Back in 2021, when Fletcher joined the United Empire, Ospreay was the king with a killer instinct. The fans chant for him to wrap it up at this point.
Please.
But Fletcher reminds them that Don Callis has brought him all the TV time he wants, so they will listen to him. That was a good response. That was an improv. I like the improv. Fletcher brings up how Okada brought Will Ospreay into New Japan Pro Wrestling, but what did he do to him? He stabbed him right in the back. Fletcher brought up Kenny Omega leaving New Japan and Ospreay stepping up as the biggest foreigner there. Once fans started comparing Ospreay to Omega, Ospreay did what Fletcher did. He used the Don Callis screwdriver to prove his point. It's the lesson that Ospreay taught Fletcher, and Don Callis made Fletcher realize that Ospreay never wanted him to realize his potential, as that's the person Ospreay is, selfish. He'll give Ospreay one chance to save face next week, ignoring doctor's orders, meeting him in the ring before sending him back to the hospital for much longer than 11 days with Tiger Driver after Tiger Driver, just like he did to Kenny Omega. Fletcher will stand tall as the proto-star who will do so by being nothing like Will Ospreay. At this point, Don Callis brings out a razor clippers to give to Fletcher. Fletcher takes the clippers and he screams that he's nothing like Will Ospreay as he begins to shave his head. He shaves partially most of his head on top. He completes the haircut backstage, and then he finally gets on the mic and starts screaming like he's unhinged that he is nothing. He is nothing like Will Ospreay. I am nothing like you. I am nothing like you. I am nothing like you. I know you have thoughts about this. Let's hear.
I'm gonna be nice. Was this heinous? Yes. Obviously so.
I disagree.
It's not. You don't think so? Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it now. We'll waste 10 minutes of the show. I am nothing like Will. I can't. No, it's too long. It's already too long. It's already entirely too long. Good fucking Lord.
I like the reasoning.
Reasoning's great. Sure.
The reasoning was great. Was great. He needs to work on his delivery, but I like the petulant child who is trying to get out of Big Brother's shadow as an arc for him. And using Will Ospreay turning on different people as his reasoning. So it's basically, I'm blaming you for my betrayal of you. I really like it.
Okay. I like it. You said you liked it 3 or 4 times now. We got it. Fucking CM Punk, I'm home ass nigga. Listen, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. I like it. Not like it. It was good. The reason was good. I mean, that part was good. Petulant Child was good. Yeah, right. Sure. It was shit. Because it was a minute and a half of what you're talking about was good. Good as strong. It was fine. What about the first 5 minutes, sir? What about up until the point where they told you to wrap this shit up? What about that? What did you think about that?
He responded to that perfectly.
I love that. That's not how that works. You fucking stinking it up for 5 minutes, somebody telling you stink, and then you responding well, does not mean you didn't stink for the first 5 minutes. You stunk. Good Lord. I'm so... I don't understand this at all. I'm so annoyed. He's young, 20, whatever the fuck old he is, 25, 26, I presume. He'll get better. First 5 minutes were awful. The last minute and a half I thought was well enough. That whole screaming and whining that I hate when he does during his matches. It's a heelish thing to do. It's like, really, we can make it work, I suppose. I still don't think he's good as a heel. I think it's a bad idea. I thought he was finding his own as babyface. I thought it was working. And now here we are. Fantastic. I'm so annoyed. I'm sorry.
He actually has a character now instead of Will Ospreay Jr.
Great. So he's not good enough.
He's finding his own. I thought this was a very good promo, actually.
Oh my God, we're not doing this. I'm not just trolling.
I did.
There's no way you thought the first 5 minutes qualifies as very good.
I can give my opinion. It can be different from you, sir.
There's no way you thought the first 5 minutes was very good. It's impossible. No way you sat there and listened to that monotone droning and thought, you know what, this is good.
Oh no, I literally already said that he did drone off. He did get poetic and a little too long. And that's what led to the wrap it up promo. But once he responded to that with the improv of Don Callis paid for my TV time, so you'll listen to me, I think he came into his own, and it turned out to be a very good promo.
How do you stay for 5 minutes and are good for a minute and a half? That's a very good promo.
It was actually like 10 minutes. It was a rather long promo. It was half throating, and then he found his groove.
So you thought the back half was splendid then?
Yes.
Good Lord. This is where we're at now. This is what happens when you watch too much wrestling. This is what happens. Where if I'd have asked you fucking 10 years ago, is The Rock splendid? You would have said yes. Now, 10 years later, Kyle Fletcher, this African promo was also splendid. Flair, Dusty, Punk, Kyle Fletcher. Absolutely.
No,
what are we doing?
The Rock is magnificent.
Oh my God.
That's a level up from splendid.
I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. We'll keep it together. It's all right. It's all good.
Annika says, no offense, but you better be glad people thought you sounded like Ospreay because your voice sucks.
Good Lord.
Alexander says, remember them essays you had to type that required 1,000 words or more? This promo sounded like he was trying to add a bunch of words to get a passing grade.
Cut this promo in half. We got a decent promo. Good Lord. Will Ospreay will pay for his crimes.
I love when we disagree on stuff. I do. I
don't.
love that.
My heart's about to explode.
Speaking of the Don Callis family, we did get footage from Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling where Konosuke Takeshita made his first defense of the international title, defeating Josh Alexander on night 2 of their Forged in Excellent event. And it led to Ricochet coming out to make the save for the walking weapon post-match when Callis and Takeshita attacked him. We then hear from Ricochet live backstage on Dynamite. He talks about making the save for Josh Alexander, and he says that he's a man of his word, saying that he show up anywhere to get his hands on Takeshita. Despite not being pinned in AEW, he has been screwed out of the AEW International title twice by Takeshita. So he challenges Takeshita to show up on Rampage, and so he can prove that he's out of this world. And if Takeshita doesn't show up, he wants anyone to show up for another open challenge. This leads to MVP walking in with one of his Hurt Syndicate business cards, saying that it's a new company and new beginnings. He says, I know we have our differences in the past, but that's water under the bridge. He knows that Ricochet is out of this world, and he compliments him on his suit before giving him the business card. MVP and Shelton Benjamin walk away, and Ricochet longingly looks at the business card, not dropping it, not throwing it away at all. He actually looks like he's considering it. What did you think about this backstage promo here?
I want to be nice because I know I'm feeling away about Ricochet right now. And since he's gotten here, quite frankly, promo was fine. We can get rid of all the catchphrases. They don't work. I'm sorry, they just don't. No disrespect. I'm out of this world. Every time he challenges the catch, he also challenges somebody else. It's a weird thing they got him doing. I don't understand. Just say you're challenging anybody. Fuck you keep bringing up Takeshita for if you don't want the belt. That seems to be the whole point. Just say you challenge Takeshita and have somebody else show up. Ricochet's not great as a promo, but he's not bad. It's hard to explain. He's fine. He doesn't really have the voice for it, but he has like the dictation. What he's saying is good. The way he says it's fine, but his voice is awful. He's gonna really
there's like a charisma to him, but the delivery is just not there. The delivery doesn't have any charisma.
That's a good way to put it. It's like, yeah, he should be doing something else because whatever this is doesn't work. Whatever. Listen, we're kind of wasting time on this. It's Ricochet. He's a mid card in WWE. He's a mid card in AEW. I'm not entirely sure what we're expecting this to be. Sorry. Whatever he's missing, he didn't find it. I'll put it that way. No disrespect. I want to see him as a Takeshita. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that should be a great match. Overly, I know they've been putting big matches on TV, but I hope they save that for Full Gear.
Why?
Because I think that they can have a killer pay-per-view matchup without commercials in between.
You can watch picture. I watched the fucking fight feed or whatever the fuck. Nobody.
I do watch the trailer feed, but I still think they could tear it up. The wrestlers do know when they're on commercial because they get told by the referee, and they don't go as hard as they would minute from bell to bell during a pay-per-view. But next up, speaking of the Don Callis family, this was like the Don Callis half an hour, basically. As next up, we had Ring of Honor World Television Champion Brian Cage and Lance Archer, the newest tag team in the Don Callis family. Don Callis joined on commentary as they had a squash match here. He tells us that this is the biggest tag team in wrestling before heading to the ring so he can get a closer look. I don't think we ever got the name of their opponent, but we did get a 30-second matchup where Cage and Archer showcase their new finisher, which is a powerbomb choke slam combination. Get the 1, 2, 3 to pick up the win here. One guy's strong, one guy's tall. I think I'm gonna be all right with them for now. I know this is just trying to establish them. What did you think?
I don't even mean. So I mean to Chuck Taylor earlier. I was mean to Dark Order last week. We're past these two. I'm sorry. This has been a while. You know what? Brian Cage maybe less so because he's been kind of sporadic in and out. But fucking Lance Archer. I'm sorry. He never really got a shot. Cody kind of fucked it up. It's over. It's over. I don't. Tag team is fine. Sure.
Moxley fucked it up for Cage.
No, that's fine. It is what a tag team in this fledgling division. Sure.
We get Chase who says Ricochet sounds like that one kid trying to run for class president. If you vote for me, your lunch breaks will be out of this world.
He does have like a teleprompter delivery. It's really weird. That's pretty good.
We also got another super chat donation, this time from Big Hero Chris. From Big Hero Chris, you must
Listen up, you prick.
Thank you, Big Hero Chris. He says, I want the MVP cards to say blacks only on the back.
I do too. I want somebody to acknowledge what we say. I don't like it. I don't like, look, MVP's putting together this group. He's acquiring talent. We're not going to announce that they're all black? Nobody's going to announce this? All right. Fair enough. Sure.
They're all talented people.
Absolutely. Next casting.
He sees talent and color. He is multi-visual. Again, the AEW crew is still in the parking lot waiting on the BCC when Chuck Taylor walks up and tells the conglomeration that Mark Briscoe's match is next. Taylor then stops Orange Cassidy and he brings up living together in a small apartment until AEW came around. He says because of that, we were able to get a living for themselves. He doesn't know who has what it takes to stand up to the BCC, but knows that Orange Cassidy does because he has beaten every one of those guys. So it's about damn time he shows it. They walked off together. As Excalibur said, that was some tough love from Taylor, who is now a backstage producer after Trent Beretta took him out. So I like the storytelling with the Orange Cassidy arc because he is the only guy in AEW who could say that he's beaten every member of the Blackpool Combat Club, every male member of the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't know what he does in his personal life, and I'm sure Roger Strong would not be happy if he did anything to Marina Shafir, but he's beaten Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Jon Moxley in singles competition.
I don't like Orange Cassidy's arc. Not because I don't like Orange Cassidy. I don't either, but I just realized why I don't like it. This segment put it together for me, where Chuck gives him this long speech about how you have to step up and help out and blah, 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 blah. His response should have been, nigga, I'm here. And am I not here? Am I not here ready to jump these cocksuckers with the rest of them? What exactly do you want me to do? Exactly. Put it on paper. And Orange Cassidy's always been here. That's why his arc doesn't hit for me. If he would have went away or fucking walked away like the Bucks, maybe I'd buy it. But like, this is just.
Well, he did walk away on Collision.
Nobody watched Collision. What do you want me to do?
He walked away, and then he Daniel Garcia tried to give him a similar pep talk, and he says, "I'm not that guy. I'm not the leader."
Then why is he here? Oh, he wanted to be the leader and do what? Lead in the jumping? What exactly are we talking about?
He was behind everybody in the jumping.
He should have been in front, as all 12 of us jumped 3 people. Absolutely.
Yep.
Baby faces. Then what do you want from me? What do you want from me? I'm here. I'm helping. Please stop bugging me. I don't need a tough love. Even give him tough love, just fucking reminisced. It was fine. It's fine.
I like it. We got up next something I did not like. Chris Jericho. He is challenging Mark Briscoe for the Ring of Honor World Championship in a ladder war. I will say, despite me not liking the result of this match, I thought the match itself was a lot of fun and it was entertaining because they went out here and they just beat the crap out of each other from the minute go. We get Briscoe chucking a ladder at Jericho from the floor to the ring. He shoulder tackles him off of the apron through 2 tables. Briscoe could have ended it right there, but commentary brings up he's opting for punishment due to Jericho bringing up Jay Briscoe's name. Jericho battled back with a suplex on the floor. He smacks Briscoe with a piece of broken table. He hits him upside the head with a ladder, which busts open Briscoe. Briscoe tries to recover back from break. Jericho is climbing for the belt, but Briscoe sets up a ladder in the corner. He then hits a Death Valley driver on Jericho through the ladder in the corner. Briscoe slowly climbs to the corner, but Jericho cuts him off with the ladder. Briscoe pie faces him and Jericho down, holding the ladder, a similar spot to his ladder match with Shawn Michaels at No Mercy. Opting for another table gave Jericho time to climb for the belt again. We get a slugfest on top of the ladder. Briscoe gets his face smashed against the top of the ladder. He falls off, but Jericho can't grab the belt in time, so Briscoe recovers and pushes him off the ladder. Jericho tries for a bulldog, but was crotched into a corner ladder. Briscoe fired up. He set up a table with Jericho on top before climbing the big ladder, looking for the Froggy Bow, but Brian Keith comes out of nowhere. He sprints up the ladder and he climbs it. Rocky Romero runs out with a kendo stick. He chases off BK as Briscoe then hits the Froggy Bow after standing on the tippy top of the ladder. Jericho crashing down through the table and hits his head on a ladder right on the side. Briscoe picks up Jericho. He hits the J Driller. He then climbs the ladder looking to get the victory when Big Bill shows up out of nowhere. He comes through the crowd and he chokeslams Briscoe through 2 tables on the floor. Big Bill tries to encourage Jericho to get up, and then he just decides, I'm going to pick Jericho's big ass up, who looked like Hulk Hogan wearing those yellow trunks, by the way. Picks up Jericho, puts him on his back, climbs up the ladder. Jericho is allowed to grab the title from there, and he picks up the victory. Chris Jericho is your new Ring of Honor World Champion. He is now the 9-time world champion in his career, but the AEW didn't give you any time to be upset that that Mark Briscoe just lost the Ring of Honor World Championship, and that Jericho, of all people, is the Ring of Honor World Champion. About 10 seconds after Jericho starts celebrating, the music of Tomohiro Ishii hits. He comes out with to crash the party and stare down with Jericho from the ramp. Jericho clutches the title while Briscoe was out on the floor bleeding in the carnage of the 2 tables. Like I said, I thought the match itself in a vacuum, it's entertaining. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of carnage, and it fit the ladder war stipulation. But there's just so much issues with this matchup when you take it out of the vacuum. 1, why the fuck is Chris Jericho winning another fucking title after he just lost the FTW championship? What? What are we doing? What the actual fuck are we doing? Like, Hook beat Jericho in their rivalry at All In, and he's been on a total of 0 pay-per-views, while Jericho was on the last pay-per-view getting a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship. Mark Briscoe miraculously made that a good matchup. That wasn't the worst match on the show. For the first time in Jericho's run in 2024, he did not have the worst match on the show. And what do you turn around and do? And we literally called this last week when they fucking made it a ladder war. It was like, why are you running back to this matchup already? It has to be that you do want to put this title on Chris Jericho, because you're not going to give Jericho 2 shots at this title unless you really want to put this goddamn title on Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is objectively the worst act in this company. So I don't understand why we need to excessively give him titles to prop up his awful segments. I don't understand why. And then the post-match with Tomohiro Ishii coming out, this brought up so many different questions to me. You fucking showed Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy coming into the building for Mark Briscoe's fucking matchup. And then they did help him. They did help him. He got help from Big Bill. And Kyle O'Reilly just stood backstage. He was waiting for the Undisputed Kingdom to come on the fucking TV. Orange Cassidy, I guess, is too depressed and too in his feelings to think about what Chuck Taylor told him, and he couldn't come out and help him. So Big Bill is able to help him with no type of interference, help Jericho win this championship. And then Tomohiro Ishii, a third person who could have helped Mark Briscoe, comes after the fact to fucking stand on the stage and be like, I'm the next challenger. You didn't give me time to be upset about Mark Briscoe losing this goddamn title. And I know for sure this is probably a good reason for this, is probably you want to free up Mark Briscoe to be a part of the Continental Classic. And Mark Briscoe was one of the highlights of the Continental Classic for me, but he could have been in it as Ring of Honor World Champion. I mean, we don't really care about the Ring of Honor World Champion on AEW television. And maybe you're giving this title to Jericho because you finally fucking are getting a TV deal for like $299 probably. You're not getting $1 million for Ring of Honor at this point with Chris Jericho as the world champion. But I understand why people thought this was the worst show. And a lot of this stems from this result here. But what did you think about Chris Jericho, new Ring of Honor World Champion, and the match itself?
The match was, I don't want to say fine. It was a little more than fine. It was mostly just destruction. So I guess we can go good if we want to. Jericho winning was expected. I have more problems with this beyond Chris Jericho. First of all, the Ring of Honor title, not only being on TV, but being in a prime position. This is the top of the second hour match. It's not like it's being booked up when Ishii is the next fucking challenger. We really have a bad habit of holding on to things too long. There's a real sentimental value in this place that I find disturbing. Jericho, obviously, Ishii, Jack Perry, the Dark Order, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage. Like, I'm not entirely sure what we're doing when we have better versions of them here. This roster is better than you would think watching the show. You would think that it's a fine roster. I would say it's a good roster. Even with MJF part-time. This is just bad. And I cannot continue to blame Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, for all of his political machinations, does not book the show, nor does he write the checks. I'm sorry. I'm not giving him as much blame as you guys are. This is TK. And I don't care to get a TV deal. It's not on Fox, is it? Great. So then we don't need Chris Jericho. I'm sorry. Nobody's watching Ring of Honor to see Chris Jericho. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I don't believe you. I didn't believe it when they tried to sell me 2 years ago, and I don't believe it now. No.
All fair. And I do agree. I do agree with. I still stand by my opinion that Chris Jericho is objectively the worst act in this company. But you're absolutely right. Tony Khan is the one who's booking him. And I've said this once. I will say it again. Tony Khan, I know you watched the Ramble. We all know this. Stop thinking the roof is gonna cave in if you don't push Chris Jericho. Like, this is ridiculous. This dude had the FTW championship for 4 fucking months. And then he went a month with no title, and you put the 2 months with no title, and then you put the Ring of Honor World Championship on him. For all of this, you should have done it at Wrestle Dream. Why did we have to live through 2 of these fucking matches? You could have done the ladder war at Wrestle Dream. Nobody would have cared. It would have been just as good.
Mike Lava, can I ask? I know you were here before. You got booted. What's the point of the MKE thing? I'm thoroughly just curious. Is it stand for something?
Yeah, I won't put him on timeout so he can answer you, which he probably who just put MKE again, and I'll have to put him on timeout.
Please don't. I'm curious. Don't be an asshole. Break gimmick for at least a second and give me an answer. I struggle with this. It could be ADD. I don't know what I have, but please just give me an answer, please.
Alex Powell says, please make Jericho leave. We got Annika who says, TK don't like Mark Briscoe. Just say
it. You think he pays? I know he pays attention to the ratings, but like, I think we're still on this. I niggas need to let it go. It's over. How long she been the champion? 6 years now. I don't know how fucking long.
Over almost 700 days.
Good Lord.
Going on 2 years. Final battle this year will make 2 years. She's had the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship.
Crazy. And not been on WWE TV. I mean AEW TV. She's probably been WWE TV before she's on AEW TV. I don't get it. I mean, Jericho doesn't even do ridiculous numbers anymore.
He does not. Like this was like we were at the cutting edge. We were at the cutting edge at the start of this whole learning tree gimmick. And the whole thing we supported it was that it was actually doing bumps. It was actually doing a bump in the rating whenever Jericho was on. But that ended like 5-6 months ago.
It's been over for a while.
I don't understand this. Mark Briscoe deserves better. Mark Briscoe gave Jericho a good matchup on pay-per-view. No one else had been able to do that, but Mark Briscoe did it. And he had to lose the title here, I guess.
You think it's a TV deal or whatever? I'm not sure if a TV deal or something deal.
I'm thinking that the True TV thing, there might be something onto that from that original report from Puck News, and I think True TV is probably the spot that I would put a Ring of Honor show on.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I know you would. I know TK would, but would True TV do that? They might. They call it AEW.
Yeah, they might. They'd be kind of desperate at this point.
Clearly. What the fuck?
Yeah, and so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Like that's my
proper.
That was my point with the Carlito shit from Monday. I was like, was that necessary to put over that he's an idiot? No. And was it necessary to use fucking Jay Briscoe and like Jimmy has made this point numerous times. You didn't even really go there. You were kind of complimenting Jay Briscoe, but it's just the point of saying Jay Briscoe's name, which you could have saved for a more important feud than Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Man, it just makes everybody look dumb to me. My Briscoe's if it loses his mind because you talked about my brother. He said he's better than you. And he was, no disrespect. It's so weird. You think Jericho would go for it. If you didn't go for it, like you shouldn't go for it, like Paul Bearer and the CM Punk thing. If you didn't go for it, fucking go for it.
You know, like he's looking up from hell, or like Randy Orton. Like, why not? Why not?
Who else did that? MJF did it once or twice with Pillman, I think. Yeah, go for it. Fucking go. This whole fucking
just go for it.
He's better than you is wild.
So ridiculous. Oh, all right, I'm fine now. It's very rare that I have to rant on this show, so it's usually you that's ranting.
I must have known that. I should have known this show sucks when Frantic World hasn't showed up. He did not want to be here for the beating he was about to get. Fair enough.
He's like, I can't even support this. Chuck Berry, he says, this is Tony Khan's middle finger to the AEW fan base because Chris Jericho is his guy. Yeah, it's SND8. It wasn't Jimmy Jacobs' fault. This is your fault, Tony Khan. You can't blame Jimmy Jacobs for this shit.
It's been 2 weeks. Sorry. Poor Jimmy Jacobs.
Last week was really good. We were making the jokes. The joke. It was a nice punchline. You gave it a good score. Stop it.
Give it a 7.
That's a good score.
That's not a really good show.
I gave it a 7.5. That's a good show.
That's a good show.
But like this week, it's just like stuff like this. Why? Should have known.
This has been the theme for the last how many months. Why are you guys shocked by the quality of the show? You just keep thinking, well, Kenny Omega is now walking through that door. MJF is now walking through that. It's over. And it's been over for a while, and you're the only ones holding on like Tony Khan is. The fuck? Another 6? What the fuck? Another 6.5? Yes, nigga. It's been like this for months. Where you been? Where have y'all been? Man, it's deteriorating in front of your very eyes.
He needs a break, yo. When is he gonna take a break? Like, you can't be the end all be all on everything. You should have learned from Vince McMahon that this does not work. One guy being the end all be all on everything does not work.
Agreed, but he's probably thinking he's Vince in '99 right now. Like, I know when it's over. I know when it's over. I'm crushing it right now. I'll let you know when I'm done. I'll be out. I'm like Vince. I'm going to let it go. He doesn't know. He's Vince in 2015 or 2016. It is what it is. You are. Sorry. Except you never had a peak. No disrespect.
Send a super chat so I can play that bumper. Alexander, send one. The undisputed king.
Terrorist. He's terrorizing his audience. It's outrageous.
How am I terrorizing?
Extorting. He's extorting his audience.
Yeah, don't call me a terrorist. Fucking.
Oh, God forbid.
Fuck this.
Just call me extortionist. That's much better.
This dude has called me so many different things. Called me an Uncle Tom 1 week. Now you call me a terrorist.
I've never called you an Uncle Tom. That's wild. What'd I call you? I forgot what I called you. It wasn't Uncle Tom.
You question my blackness. That's what I said.
That's
what Uncle Tom.
Question your blackness.
You called me an Uncle Tom. You basically called me an Uncle Tom. But next up, we get a vignette for the Chris Statlander versus Camille matchup on next week's Fright Night.
Get that picture. Get that picture off. Get that picture. I gotta have a different picture than that. I would like to think positively of Statlander. Can you get that picture off the screen, please? Good Lord. The fuck is that? What the fuck is going on? Pick the worst screen cap you can find. Good Lord.
We see both women working out, getting ready for the big matchup next week. I will give them credit. I like the fact that they are building and announcing matches for the next week, and it made this show at this point. This show felt like a go home show for next week show to be good. We're gonna follow the pattern of every other week is good.
I'm sorry. Statlander versus Camille would have been. You'd have told it to me 6 months ago. I'd have been hyped, but Statlander's been booked. The way Camille's been booked. I can't really be booked. The way Camille's just here. Sorry. I'm sorry.
We got a super chat donation from Louisville.
Outrageous.
Tony Khan, this is also on you, because you can stop this.
He's got to come into the Moxley thing, please.
Yes. That has please. Even if he's still hurt, him with crutches, and then they kick the crutches from under him and shit.
You know you're talking shit on those crutches. You're some kind of tough guy. Come on. All right. Moxley's like, sure.
He got the crutch.
Bop.
No, he breaks the crutch and you see like
Absolutely.
Louisville says, play the clip. Thank you so much, Louisville. Appreciate the support. And also, we got Alexander who sends a super chat donation. So not so nice, gotta do it twice.
Tony Khan, this is also on you, because you can stop this.
By the way, Eddie Kingston just reminded me. We had 3 current wrestlers on our greatest promos of all time list. We had Punk, we had MJF, and we had Eddie Kingston. I'm taking MJF off. I'm sorry. And good conscience. I can't have MJF next to the other 9 guys who have shown me a diverse quality of promos throughout the years, including Kingston, who's hilarious. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I cannot. I'm sorry. I can't put you next to Dusty. I can't put next to Flair and Austin and Rock. I can't do it. I'm sorry. No disrespect. Next face turn, we'll give him another go around. But as of the moment, I can't. I'm sorry. Can't do it.
Alexander says, do it. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Thank you so much, Alexander. Thank you so much, Louisville, for the super chat donations. Next up, speaking of which, we have Adam Cole, baby, coming out for a little bit of story time to talk and address MJF once more. He says it's time for story time with Adam Cole, baby. When he is cut off by a screaming Roderick Strong with the Kingdom, he says, Adam! Strong said that MJF used Adam Cole and the Adam Cole brand in order to make the fans care about him for the very first time. MJF didn't even check in on Cole once he was injured, but who checked on Adam Cole? It was the Kingdom and Roderick Strong. Bennett said that he knows MJF believes Undisputed Kingdom was formed because of him, but their friendship has always been way bigger than Max. They started this together, and they're going to finish this together. Matt Taven said a year ago when he came up to them with this plan, they said yes before Cole even finished his first sentence. The best moments of his life has been when they're all together. Strong said that he's proud of Cole, who worked his ass off over the past year to get back from that ankle injury. And more importantly, he's proud to get rid of Max together. But he says that he wants Max first. Cole said that Strong is damn right. They're going to finish what they started one way or another. So how about tonight, they all give MJF an undisputed ass whooping. This leads to MJF showing up on the big screen, sending another message to Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom as he's getting a massage on a table from his masseuse, Natalia. He asks if Cole remembered about the revenge he was dangling over him last week. Cole will never get his hands on MJF, but he tells both Cole and the Trailer Park Trash, Roderick Strong, whoever wins 3 matches first will get a match with MJF at Full Gear. MJF says that he's not going to show up until Full Gear, and he wishes whoever will be there, they'll get their happy ending because he knows he will. As he looks up at his masseuse, the Undisputed Kingdom, we get Cole and Strong shaking hands as they know what they have to do now. They all hug and said that it doesn't matter how many matches they have to win, they'll do it. As we see them all hugging in the middle of the ring, we then cut to the back and we see Kyle O'Reilly looking at the freaking TV like he's Mr. Squidward looking at a SpongeBob and playing outside of his house. Like, damn, I wish I was with my friends instead of the conglomeration. What did you think about this setup for the MJF trials being back for Cole and Strong?
Listen, this was all better than last week. I can give it that at the very least. I really don't care about MJF and Cole. Sorry. It did not save last week for me. It's still a bad idea. But we continue to reference the devil stuff because we bought into it now. You got to go with it. I don't care about fucking Roderick Strong. I'm sorry. And Adam Cole, I'm looking forward to seeing him wrestle. There's that. It's been a while. Him and Buddy should be fun. But, yeah. Listen, MJF trials, they're good for, like, structure. You know, you get something in the middle of the show every week. Dragon. Who else? Wardlow. Cody. But, yeah. Sorry.
We do have another super chat donation here from our good brother, Will Chisholm. It's been too long, Will Chisholm. We appreciate you for the support here, and we'll give Jimmy some
weapon in hand, too. And Blackpool Combat Club, they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. Hangman's going to come out here.
It doesn't feel like the same group.
Doesn't. Will Chisholm says, Adam Cole sound like a sucker. Me and Britt still love each other. I'm like, she don't love you that much, LOL. what do you think? We talked about it when the rumor first started. What do you think about Adam Cole confirming that him and Britt Baker are no longer a couple in his interview with Sports Illustrated this week?
He sounds, I don't know if he sounds happy, but he sounds at peace. I think we can confirm that she didn't cheat on him because he was given not cheat on your language here. What did he say? She's still one of my favorite people, and I wish her all the whatever in the world. That's not breakup language. That's not cheating on somebody's language. Let me give you cheating on somebody's language. We're both adults. Things happen. Everything's not for everybody. Yada yada yada. So yeah, I'm glad he cleared her name. That's good on you, sir. She broke up with me. I would not clear her name at all. I let people think what they want to think. Fuck her. But you're a better man than me. I'd push it subtly. I'd go, loyalty is very important to me. So, some things just didn't work out.
Sometimes things don't work out the way that you wish it did. I wish her the best in all her future endeavors.
I hope she slips and falls on a fucking throat scraper. Tongue scraper.
And then he starts a relationship with Mariah May. But thank you for the super chat donation, Will. We also got another super chat donation from Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry's trying to take Will's spot. We appreciate the support, Chuck Berry. Thank you so much.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, why are we still using that one? Leave that one.
Because I know it annoys you. It's the juxtaposition to the BCC one. Chuck Berry says they still have not made sense on how Adam Cole has all of a sudden become a face after being revealed as the devil. So I'm just supposed to forget about that. I think this worked better because it kind of explained the Undisputed Kingdom and them coming together was more about them always being friends and, having that wholesome friendship with one another. We just needed last week's promo to be about explaining why Cole is the babyface now.
Does that explain why
instead of explaining already what we know, that MJF is a jerk?
Why was Wardlow in the group? See, longtime friends with Adam Cole. Sorry, you're not gonna sell me on this. You're not gonna fucking gaslight me into thinking this was a fucking bond of friendship. Get the fuck out of here. You hate this guy. What the fuck happened to Wardlow, by the way?
You okay? You broke the TV? Okay. It'll be all right. I'll come fix it, okay? All right.
That's not funny.
You're a jerk. You're such a jerk.
She's okay?
Yeah, she's all right. She's all right. She explained. She's like, the TV. She said the TV broke. She thinks the TV broke. Thank you, Chuck Berries, for the super chat donation. But yeah, I agree. They still need to cut the promo of them being like, why is Cole a babyface now? We already know that MJF's a jerk. Stop trying to explain that.
That's actually a fair point. Yeah. Why should we cheer Adam Cole? I have no idea why. Outside the fact that he hates MJF.
No. They're trying to go with the enemy of my enemy is my friend with the fans, which never works. We got a video package of Penelope Ford explaining her actions on why she attacked Jamie Hayter a few weeks ago. Hayter teamed with Ford in her last match 2 years ago, and she's back to remind people just who the hell she is. Renee Paquette is backstage with Jamie Hayter, who says that she listened to everything Ford said, and it's all BS. Hayter slept on floors and had a minus in her bank account wrestling in front of 20 drunk men before she ever got an opportunity here in AEW. So she can't say that she's been handed anything, like Penelope Ford said. She says that she'll let Ford play the victim of her return and issues a challenge for 2 weeks from tonight for AEW Dynamite. And the challenge is accepted. It was made official following AEW Dynamite in 2 weeks' time on the November 6th edition of AEW Dynamite from Manchester, New Hampshire. It will be Jamie Hayter one-on-one with Penelope Ford.
What the fuck? What? I have so many problems with all of this. What are we doing? 2 weeks from tonight? What? What? What is this fucking Ospreay MJF? 2 weeks from tonight? Penelope Ford? What is going on? There's something going on. I refuse to believe there's something going on. What is going on? Who's in charge of this? First of all, Penelope Ford, you must have forgotten who I am. Yes. Yes, we have actually. What? Gives a fuck about Penelope Ford? And why are we fucking sidetracking Jamie Hayter every 12 seconds? I don't understand. Was she just fighting Saray and them?
She finished that side mission. Now she's on another side mission. They really don't want her to challenge Mariah May and lose quite yet.
Good Lord. I hear you guys saying fucking the announcing. So what? Yeah, important matches. Big matches. Jamie Hayter, Mariah May. Jamie Hayter, Mercedes. Jamie Hayter, even Willow. Penelope Ford. What are we doing? This is heinous. I'm sorry. What does Kip Sabian and this girl have over Tony Khan? Where fucking Kip Sabian gets TV time every 12 fucking seconds. And she gets a big time match now 2 weeks from tonight. Well, I forgot. Thank you, right. I apologize. Jimmy Jacobs' fault. What are we doing? This is so fucking ridiculous. Jamie Hayter promo was solid. It was solid. She dresses horribly, but it was a solid promo. Why didn't she take the advice of fucking Kyle Fletcher and Lance Archer? Lance Archer got compared to Drew. He stopped that shit immediately. Kyle Fletcher compared to Will Ospreay. He shaves his fucking head. Why is her head still red and she's wearing these granny outfits? What is going on? This feels like an attempt to psychologically sabotage me. I'm not going to fall for it. I still love Jamie Hayter. I'm still glad she's back, and I'm ready for her to be the champ. Please don't do this.
Accent politely. Please don't do this. Next up, we get the House of Black in action. They are facing, I got this written down here, Kevin Koa, Jaden Monroe, and Perwada De La Morte. Black immediately hits the end on Morte as Matthews tagged in. He hits a double stomp on the arm, and a terrified Koa, who managed a strike to escape, tags in Monroe. He suffered a series of offense, which eventually leads to Buddy Matthews hitting a curb stomp for the 1-2-3. Post-match, Matthews took the microphone and has something to say. He says that now that he's cleared, next week, Buddy Matthews versus Adam Cole, baby. This leads to Renee Paquette backstage with Adam Cole, and she asks him, what does he think about Buddy Matthews issuing a challenge to him? Adam Cole says, well, I'm going to find out what he thinks. Adam Cole goes, and he approaches the House of Black. We get Buddy Matthews walking on one side of him. We get Brody King walking on one side of him. Malachi Black staring down with him and then walking away. And then Buddy Matthews is left. He asks him, what's the deal? He was like, why are you calling me out? And he says that he's calling him out to prove a point. He starts to walk away, and he's on the side of Cole, and he says, to prove you are fragile, and walks away. I don't think we needed this backstage segment. I think that we should have done the squash. If you're going to do the squash in the promo, that's fine. If you want to have Cole accepting, that is also fine. Them interacting backstage, I didn't need. It felt awkward.
Yeah. You're fried. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm over all the cryptic, spooky House of Black stuff. Once Brody King comes out in a fucking regular t-shirt and talks about him and Darby hanging out, no, it's over. No more spooky shit to be done. No more you're weak, you're fragile. Get the fuck out of here. All this can go the fuck away. I'm happy Buddy's back, but if you take a loss, what are we doing? I'm not a star.
I'm looking forward to this matchup though. I'm looking forward to it next week. It adds something to the card for next week, and it makes it feel like we do have like a legitimate like big show card, even though a Halloween themed card it is still that.
Listen, Buddy Matthews is part of one of my favorite AEW matches ever. The match with Andrade on Collision, which was given the same ranking as Ishii and Moxley, who had a fucking far inferior match. But hey, to everybody with eyes.
No, not to everybody.
I apologize to everybody except SP3 with eyes. But hey, I like Buddy and his shorts of women in particular.
It's pervert. We got Will Chisholm in the chat. He says Malachi looks dead in the eyes. Why am I here?
How long is this contract shortly?
I think it is in 2025.
Jesus.
Hey, there's only a few months left in 2024. So to be fair,
What if he decides to add some fucking whatever time? Even though he's not going to push you.
Just keep him around to ice him.
Yeah, it's so fucking
so stupid. So fucking stupid. We do have a super chat donation here from Bell. Thank you so much, Bell. Appreciate the support as always. You guys are killing it today. Bell says, love Jamie Hayter, but it almost feels like TK reached out to Becky and she said no, so he decided to turn Jamie into Becky. Because what is this makeover?
It is a heinous idea. I'm going to assume it's Jamie's idea, and it's still heinous. Fuck it. I don't care. Yeah, she's allowed to express herself. She's allowed to dress how the fuck she wants. Yeah, I'm allowed to say it's awful. It's awful. I'm sorry. I still love you.
I agree with that. I don't agree she looks like Becky Lynch. I don't think all redheads look the same, but I get that. This is not the look we're used to, and she does look like a totally different person from who she was before the injury.
Yeah, you don't get the same. It's like you can't cash in on any of the credit you bought because you don't look like that person. Dave Austin came back with hair. This is, yeah, I guess, but the fuck. Ew. You can't look tough. You can't look tough balding. You look tough bald. You can't look tough balding. Sorry, those be the rules.
Sex Hulk Hogan. Thank you, Bell, for the super chat donation. Next up, we get Camille going one-on-one with Queen Aminata. Aminata coming up.
Why is she looking fucking Power Ranger? What is this? Who's in these women's ears? Giving them these ideas for outfits. Probably Mercedes. So listen to her.
Aminata coming off the heels of her loss to Mercedes Moné last week. She versus her muscle this week. After Camille showed off her power early, Aminata was able to battle back with a series of pin attempts before hitting a brutal-looking backbreaker. Camille took control. She stood tall and controlled the action throughout the commercial break, keeping Aminata grounded. Aminata dodged a leg lariat when things returned as a violent running elbow popped Camille right in the face. She snapped off a net breaker and then hit a wild running boot in the ropes for a great near fall. They commentary even noted that this is the most trouble that they've seen Camille in so far during her run in AEW. Aminata wrapped up Camille like a pretzel with a full Nelson with her legs before Camille was able to bridge out for a 2 count. Camille tried a power bomb, but Aminata rolled through for another near fall. Camille managed a torture rack and spun it into a sidewalk slam for a really good 2 count that shocked even Camille and shocked Mercedes on the outside as well. Camille then picks up Aminata at the behest of Mercedes and hits a crossroads, a spinning reverse neck breaker for the 1-2-3. Camille picks up the victory here, but another solid showing for Aminata, who really has come into her own and impressive the last 2 weeks despite taking the loss. Monet walked in and celebrated with Camille until the remix music of Chris Statlander hit. She came out with, I don't know what you call this attire, but hey, more power to you. It looked like the bat signal. She was wearing the bat signal. Statlander came out and had a face-off with Camille. Mercedes tried to get in between them, talking trash. She then says that she's going to walk away, but then tries to attack Statlander from behind. Statlander no-sells it. She hits Mercedes, knocking her down, and then goes after Camille. They start brawling with one another until Monet grabs her by the leg, allowing Camille to once again hit that crossroads spinning neck breaker to lay out the former TBS champion as Mercedes and Camille stand over Statlander ahead of next week's big showdown, as it will be Camille one-on-one with Chris Statlander. I like the match a little bit more probably than you did because I thought that Aminata looked good. I don't think that it did as much for Camille, though. So that was the downside to it. But if the point was to make Aminata look good, they accomplished that. But I don't know if that was the goal.
My guess is that it wasn't. I don't think it made Aminata look good either. You beat this, what, because she's tall? So what? What's she done here ever except be tall? And that's all she's supposed to be because Mercedes insists on wearing these gigantic heels. I'm sorry. I don't care about any of this. I'm so bothered by it. You know what? I think Kyle Fletcher killed the show for me. Because I'm feeling the same way I felt when I watched it. It was like, oh, who's going to save this? Nobody. Where's Moxley? Send Moxley, please. Because this is all, it isn't even bad. It's just here. It's just, I don't quite call it incompetent, but whatever like the base level competence is, that's what all of this is. Just fucking babyface heel, regular shit. Here comes Statlander. She's an idiot. There's two people in the ring. Of course, she's going to come down. Mercedes does enough. They stand tall. Aminata has another good showing in which she loses. Fucking yawn. Boo to all of this. We did a whole bunch of shit and nobody got over. Nobody. Not Statlander, not Mercedes, not Camille, and not Aminata. Great. What did we accomplish? Aside of filling our quota of women on the show. Because we don't want to get yelled at by the internet. Good Lord. I'm sorry. We need to stop excusing this incompetence. And I'm not blaming RJ City. As far as I know, he's only in charge of fucking the BCC shit. I would blame Tony Khan as per usual for being bad at his job.
Or Jen Pepperman. She's in charge of the Mercedes storyline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What happened to the fucking, she's an Emmy award-winning soap opera lady. Why is there no soap opera? This is not soap opera. This is just wrestling.
I hope she wasn't in charge of the Statlander babyface turn because that was very and there was no storytelling involved in that. We finally go back to the parking lot where Christian Cage and the Patriarchy arrive in the parking lot, but all the AEW talent are still out there. They look kind of disappointed that it's just Christian. He tells them all to back off, and they're not touching his AEW World Title shot until the Patriarchy sees Kip Sabian trying to sneak away, but the chase was on as Christian, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne all chased him to the ring. Meanwhile, we see Hook storming backstage as Renee Paquette asks him if he knows who attacked his father, and he says the scumbag is in the ring right now. I thought that this would be like a red herring, but no, it was exactly who we thought it would be. Commentary questions, who of the four in the ring that could be, and I'm just like, it's the most obvious person. And Hook hits the ring. He takes out Nick Wayne, and then he's about to attack Christian. He looks like he's questioning him on why he attacked his father when Kip Sabian low blows him from behind. Kip and Christian go face to face. Christian says that he knows why Sabian took his pen and prevented him from cashing in his AEW title shot a few weeks ago, but he'll deal with him later. Stand in the corner. He then tells Nick Wayne to do the Wayne's World on Hook. Hook catches him the first time with the red rum until Christian hits him from behind with the case holding the world title shot. He then finally does hit the Wayne's World. Christian then picks up Hook and hits the kill switch on the case with the title shot. And then he whispers, Tyler, calling Hook by his real first name. He says, this isn't what he thinks it is. It's not what it seems. The patriarchy now with Kip Sabian all walk out, leaving Hook left laying, slowly recovering in the ring. It should have been Kip Sabian. It should have been Hook going after Kip Sabian. That was the most obvious thing they could have done, and they still, how did you fumble that? How did you fumble that?
I would have liked it if it was Kip Sabian. If it was Kip Sabian, and then Christian takes him in because he sees some type of grand plan here. He sees some shit he can put together, which is apparently the point of this all anyway. All right, so on the show, we have Shelton Benjamin, Moxley, Jay White, Hangman, Mercedes, Cole, Christian Cage, obviously Orange Cassidy, and we never got the BCC. This is a talented roster. I do understand. I do understand. It's booking. It's writing.
Yeah, it's all booking. It's all booking. These are all talented people. If they had proper booking and not just one guy controlling everything, I'll say this point again, maybe this you could put this together, because it is, I think you said good roster. I think it's a great roster. It's just the booking is that poor right now.
Man, it's just jarring. And it's like not just one problem. Like some of the shit is boring, some of the shit is bad, some of the shit makes no sense, other shit is just inconsistent. Next shit is weird. It's just like it's a bunch of different problems. With Triple H, it's just one problem. It's boring. Sorry. Why are we still doing this? But this shit, it's like 5 different problems. What the fuck? Can you stick to one struggle, please? You still can be prepared.
We got Big Man Dogs. This says direct to DVD cinema.
I'm like, what is this?
How did you do a whodunit storyline with the most obvious choice being who did it?
Yeah, Big Man Dogs. If it's Paul Heyman, sure. I can't think of another time it worked, though. Not off the top of my head. By worked, I mean I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah. I guess Vince in control. We never wrote anything. We just kind of stand
Louisville says, this cinema can't even get on Tubi. You don't have a comedy special on Netflix or Tubi. Or Tubi.
The world doesn't think he's funny. Jesus. All right, All right, sir. Jesus.
Drag him in the butt. All right. Next up was the main event of the show. It was AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, teaming up with the TNT champion Jack Perry to versus Daniel Garcia and Private Party. We get early on Garcia and Perry. They brawl as Zay and Quinn go after the Bucks with dueling dives to the outside. Perry goes for the eyes on Garcia, who fights off Matthew until both the Young Bucks and Private Party hit double clotheslines in the ring and all kip up at the same time. We then get poetry in motion on both Perry and Matthew, as we're shown the AEW crew still waiting in the parking lot for the BCC almost 2 hours later. Perry connected with a draping DDT off the apron on Garcia, as simultaneously the Young Bucks hit the double team, hung up senton on Zay. Back from commercial break, we see Stokely Hathaway in the front row talking trash to Zay, saying, "You're better than this." Commentary talks about Hathaway not having a purpose if he has no one to manage. Garcia was trying to go for the hot tag, but Matthew pulled him off of the apron at the last second, sent him into the guardrail. Perry connected with a power bomb on Garcia through the timekeeper's table. The Bucks hit a risky business on Zay for a 2. Zay managed a double takedown off the top rope and hot tagged Quinn in. Quinn was a house of fire. The Bucks rolled through on a double Hurricane Rana attempt and hit the super kick party. Zay tagged himself back in, but Perry was able to hit a poison Rana on him. They hung up rope double stomp into the powerbomb on Zay for a 2 count. Garcia finally recovered, and he sent Perry flying off of the barricade with a big boot. Zay battled off both Matthew and Nicholas, who wanted the TK driver, but the Private Party were able to hit a silly string into a cradle for the 1-2-3 for a flash victory. Once again, pinning the Young Bucks for the 3rd time during their AEW run. Post-match, Zay gets on the mic, and he told the Young Bucks that they have proved that they have their number. And again, asked for a rematch for the AEW World Tag Team titles. The Bucks walked off until Zay says that he has an offer that they won't turn down. If Private Party loses the rematch against the Young Bucks, they'll split up as a team for good. Quinn seems very surprised by this, but the Bucks accept it. And Zay was psyched and says that the match is on for next week. We get an argument between Zay and Quinn, but it was made official following AEW Dynamite that it will be the Young Bucks defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against Private Party. And if Private Party lose, they must split up. I was hoping that they spread this story out because we just got that indication last week. I was hoping that they would save this matchup for Full Gear. It feels too soon to do this matchup, but I am intrigued by it because it feels like a match that could go either way. They could crown Private Party, or they could have them lose and then Zay turns on Quinn, or Quinn turns on Zay to align with Stokely. So they could go either way with that. So I do like a matchup that I can't predict off the top as soon as it's announced. But the post match is where things got interesting. We go backstage to the parking lot where the BCC pickup truck finally arrives in the arena, but it's just Marina Shafir because this is all a diversion. From behind, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta attack Private Party and Daniel Garcia with steel chairs. We then got Jon Moxley looking like one of the sticky bandits. He comes from backstage wearing all black and drags Chuck Taylor down the ramp into the ring. They initially try to place a steel chair on Chuck Taylor's injured ankle, does Wheeler Yuta, until Claudio Castagnoli gets pissed. He pushes Wheeler Yuta out of the way. He grabs the steel chair and wraps it around Chuck Taylor's neck like they did to Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream. We get Jon Moxley giving Chuck Taylor last rites before Claudio Castagnoli runs and does the big stomp around Chuck Taylor's neck, killing him dead, as Orange Cassidy just gets there in time to see his best friend fallen and taken down by the Blackpool Combat Club. We get all the baby faces from the parking lot finally make their way to the ring. We get doctors coming in the ring to tend to Chuck Taylor, all while Orange Cassidy is visibly distraught, and the show ends on Orange Cassidy looking both confused and upset at his fallen friend to close the show. I enjoyed the post-match angle. I enjoyed the matchup. It was the regular AEW party match of the night. It was fun action between all 6 guys, and Private Party and Daniel Garcia picking up the win was the only logical result here to set up the rematch with the Young Bucks, as well as Garcia versus Perry down the road. That will probably go down at Full Gear. I like the match announcement with Private Party putting their tag team on the line if they split up next week, because I enjoy TV matches that doesn't have a result that I automatically can guess from the start. I think that can go either way for next week's show. And the post-match with the Blackpool Combat Club, I enjoyed it because they set it up well with the pep talk that Chuck Taylor gave to Orange Cassidy. And Jon Moxley set it up at the beginning of the show when he said he's going to take a little bit of something from someone tonight. And that little bit was Orange Cassidy's best friend taking him out for good and trying to kind of light a fire under Orange Cassidy's ass. And I think we'll see a different Orange Cassidy next week, and he might finally lead the charge for AEW against the Blackpool Combat Club. So I liked all of that.
Take a little bit, huh? Boy, he take a fucking little. It's the whole little fucking nothing. Chuck Taylor, what the fuck? I want to frame this non-emotionally. This show is out of order. It's Chuck Taylor's not important enough to close the show. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Chuck Taylor can be a catalyst, which they're trying to make him a catalyst for the Orange Cassidy change. But to close the show, 2 hours of build up for Chuck Taylor, no, I'm not going to be sold on it. It's Chuck Taylor. He wasn't good as a wrestler, and he's not good now. I don't mean good. Good's not the wrong word. Important. He's not important. You roll your eyes where you want, sassy motherfucker, but he wasn't good then. He's not good now. I don't care. He's not important. He's Chuck Taylor.
First you said, oh no, I meant
He's
important.
Chuck
Now
Taylor.
he's not good then. He's not good.
Important. Whatever. You get the fucking point. He's Chuck Taylor. Sorry. 2 hour build up for Chuck Taylor. Ain't cutting it. No. Sorry. I'm sorry. Match was fine. Those matches are always fine. It's a bunch of flips and no selling. You've seen this match 100 fucking times. I like the private party stuff, even though the audience didn't seem to care. But I cared. I like private party enough to see the match. I'm sorry. Orange Cassidy as the main protagonist against the I've been critiquing the women's wardrobe all day. I had this about the men. When Mox goes like full blown into his gimmick with weight dresses, it doesn't work. When you put on an army jacket, or when you put on all black and then you put on a Scully, it doesn't work. You look silly. Just dress like a regular hooligan out on the town. That's when it works. A white shirt, green pants, and some boots. You look like somebody who should be feared. Otherwise, you look like a caricature. You look like somebody in a fucking Tyler Perry movie. You look silly. But otherwise,
You look like one of the sticky bandits from Home Alone.
Mauve? Yeah, listen, it is what it is. This is I'm sorry. I'd rearrange the show. I don't know what we close on. You know what? I might just have Chuck Taylor get murdered at the beginning of the show. Fuck it. We can avoid the fucking parking lot for the rest of the show. I'm sorry. I'm so over it. I'm so over Orange Cassidy. Now he's the main protagonist. Went from Dragon to Orange Cassidy. What are we doing? We already did Orange Cassidy push. We did it twice. You gave up both times. Come on. Let it go. He's the leader of AEW. Since when? He's the face of AEW. There's a difference. He's not the leader. He's a mascot. Come on, man. Knock it off. I'm over it. Mediego's climbing. I'm sorry. Come on, man. Knock it off. What are we doing? Boo.
See, this was the accurate one. Louisville says, I'm sure it was fine, but it was late and I was already upset. I think that's where Jimmy's at.
Yes. Orange Cassidy is The Rock. I apologize. Steve Austin, really.
Hey, Orange Cassidy can be the face if he wants. If they want to commit to it. If they're gonna finally commit to it.
If Orange Cassidy's your face, you got a shitty roster. On no planet is he the face of AEW, or should be, over anybody at the top of that fucking card. You out of your mind? What?
Ridiculous.
Who's he more talented than? Ospreay? Anybody? Want to take that bet? Swerve? Anybody? I'm not the biggest Swerve fan because he's a coon, but is he more talented than Swerve? Come on, man. Hangman? What are we doing? The face of AEW. Absolutely. What are we doing? Come on, man. The conscience of the World Wrestling Federation. Yeah, sure. He's the conscience. You're going to conscience? Sure. He's the conscience of AEW.
The heart and soul.
Sure. The heart and soul. Oh, I'm sorry. This show took it out of me. I'm so sad. I was so fucking ready for this BCC shit. And it's not bad. It's still fine. But we got to move off this shit quick.
I enjoyed the BCC stuff. I can agree with you that maybe they could have reshuffled this whole thing. Because I did not expect the trios matchup to be in the main event. I expected that to be like middle of the show. Like the trios match from last week, where you had the middle of the show angle big thing with BCC, and then you can end it off if you wanted to. If they wanted a main event with the ladder war. I was over the show by the time Jericho won, so maybe you could have saved that to the end, and then I would have been
sold. You know what? Sold me. Ladder war can end the show. We don't do the Ishii thing because nobody cares, because you haven't cared, because you've never pretended Ishii's a star except the first time he was here. Why are we doing that? Just have Jericho win, have everybody crying because he won, and we move on with fucking life.
Yeah,
please.
Let us know in the live chat. Final call for super chat donation. Thank you so much to everybody showing their support today. We got an increase in that part. And also thank you guys if this is your second time watching, if you watched us last week, because last week was one of our highest viewed episodes of AEWramble, coming off the heels of Russell Dream. We had over 1,000 views last week, so let's see if we can continue that vibe this week. So share this with all your friends as well, and of course, final call for super chat donations, but also let us know in the chat your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Jimmy, for the October 23rd, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle from me, thumbs down for Jimmy. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
Anything I really loved outside of Moxley's promo. Oh, and Jay White, always. I'll go 5.5. I was gonna try to give him 6. I can't do it. 5.5.
See, this time I know I graded it right. I gave it a 6. 6 out of 10.
That's not a
I'm always like a half over you. Yeah, I give 6 and 6.5 is thumbs in the middle. If it's below a 6, it's thumbs up. That's fine.
Somebody asked you, did you do okay in your test? You went, you handed them a 60. What? No, this is not an No.
I got over half of it right. Oh, Jimmy, what was your match of the night? I'll give mine first. I give it to Shelton and Sammy.
I guess. Sure. Well, who cares?
He's already on it. What did you?
Thumbs was your up. MVP? Christopher Claire, fucking explain yourself. You got time to explain yourself. MVP, you said?
Stop playing with your food. Jimmy, who was your MVP for the show?
I don't go Jay White. Love Jay White. Props to you, sir. Thumbs up, 5 out of 10. The same guy. What? Sir. You don't even gotta explain yourself. It's clear you don't know what you're doing. What the fuck?
MVP for the show, I'm gonna give it to John Moxley. LVP for the show, who do you give it to, Jimmy?
Okay, we're doing codes this week. Tony Khan, obviously. Oh, 3s is still codes, right? Tony Khan,
yeah.
Jimmy Jacobs, obviously. And Kyle Fletcher. That's right, Chris. You don't need to explain yourself, sir. You don't need to explain yourself. Thumbs up and 5 out of 10. No, this is somebody whose brain doesn't work properly. You don't need to explain yourself. Absolutely not. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Thumbs up. No need to explain. Hey, someone's getting a test. A 50. He goes. Absolutely. Don't explain nothing to me. I got you.
Big Man Dogs gives MVP and LVP to Kyle Fletcher. half the promos. Splendid. See, Big Man Dogs. I'm also gonna go with co-LVPs. I'm gonna give it to Chris Jericho, Tony Khan, of course. Yeah, I think, and yeah, Chuck Taylor because he got murdered. And evidently, his pep talk didn't work for Orange Cassidy because he did not help his boy Mark Briscoe against Chris Jericho, and then he didn't come out in time for the Blackpool Combat Club, despite not being in the parking lot all night. He was backstage. He didn't come out when he saw his boy getting dragged down to the ring.
You know what? Yeah. What a shitty friend.
Shitty ass friend.
He's the chef of the NWO storyline. He's secretly working with the BCC.
Imagine he's a secret agent. He's a secret agent. Oh man, yeah. This is. I don't know. Was it as bad as the Title Tuesday episode? The Title Tuesday episode, I think I was harsher on that only because it was against competition and it felt like they didn't try.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But this was probably like from start to finish worse than the Title Tuesday episode. Because like you said, there was so many issues with different things. Like this isn't working. This is kind of boring. This is bad. This is weird. This could have been done better. And then there's the stuff that is legitimately good, like the Blackpool Combat Club for me, like the Orange Cassidy stuff for me, and Jay White and Hangman Adam Page, and the push for Shelton Benjamin. Those are the stuff that was good. That's why I went thumbs in them.
I'm trying to remember if this was you or it might be Friday World or it could be another guest. Didn't we predict this? Didn't you all predict this was going to be a turnaround year? That this is the year that was going to get it back on track? 2024? Did we start off the year signing Will Ospreay and them? Wasn't that this year?
Yes, it was. It was this year.
How do you get Will Ospreay and get worse? It's impossible.
He keeps doing this. It's like ever since Brawl Out, this time of the year is when AEW just gets out of control. After All Out, it just seems like it's 2022 was because of Brawl Out, so we'll give him the pass on that. But last year there was no excuse. The whole Devil storyline, MJF not working as a baby face, the sports entertainment stuff that didn't work and was so out of character. And this felt like more of that fall of 2023 vibes, this episode.
Yeah, it's jarring. It's impossible. Maybe it's because football season starts and his dad gives him a controller, but he's running an NFL team.
And this is supposed to be the company that their whole motto that they started this year was, this is where the best wrestle. And we got 2 squashes and like 3 total matches. And they literally did like this, where it was, we start off the show with a pre-tape promo. We get an in-ring promo. Then we get a video package for the opening matchup, then another in-ring promo, then a backstage promo, then a match, then another backstage promo. Like there was more promos than actual, and I'm fine with that if the storytelling is well done. Like last week. Last week the storytelling was well done. That was a good episode to go with not that much wrestling on the show, but you can't do it back-to-back weeks, obviously.
Yeah, copy paste that fucking format. I forgot to pat myself on the back. It's been a few weeks now. No, it hasn't. It's been a few days. A few weeks since the announcement. Between the two of us here, somebody said the Machine Guns would be on the main roster. And somebody said they'd be in NXT. So you got to watch more wrestling than just let it be in AEW. You have to expand your horizons. You have to realize there's more out there so you can pinpoint where these things are going to go. There's more out there. There's more in the world.
You didn't say they were going to be on the main roster. You said they need to be on there.
I said they're going to be on the main roster. Check the tape. I said they're going to be on the main roster.
I will check the tape.
Feel free. Well, my props next week. I want to hear you didn't have time to check it. I was busy watching. I got kids. I got this. I got nothing to do.
I do. I will. I'm going to try to watch the tape. But yes, Jimmy, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media. What you got going on in your channel?
I was going to say nothing, but you guys did have some pretty good scores this week. I saw nothing egregious outside of his score is good. His rationale is not good. Twitter at Jimmy Macram, where that's what they were chanting at him. Wrap it up. You started chanting that when Harlem came in. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. You wouldn't have kids. Jimmy Macram, Twitter. No, Annika, no. Sean Ross Sapp said they were going to be main roster regardless. Listen to Sean Ross Sapp over here. Come on now, don't do that, Skip. At Jimmy Macram on Twitter and on YouTube. TV shows and movies. Wrap it up, kids. Wrap it up. Well, I shouldn't say that. It feels different. Pull out.
You're an awful human being. You can follow me on Twitter at True Hill SB3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We got our NJPW Super Junior Tag League preview that's up right now with me and Jade News. So go over there and check that out. $3 a month. You get exclusive content like that. And that's the best way to support us when we are not live here. I will be live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with my good friend Corey Brenner of Fightful Select, and we'll be talking or previewing NXT Halloween Havoc for this coming Sunday, giving our predictions. So join us live for that. And of course, join us live Saturday, special time, 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. That is, it's the big 300, our 300th episode. So join us live for that. THH 300, myself, Miss Chrissy Love, the True Jaw Josh, talking about this weekend wrestling. But for Jimmy, I know they were off last week. You remember. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been AEWramble 169 for the greater good. We are signing off until next time.